Hey, is it okay if I record in the dark with my messy, just wake up hair, take you into the garage and do what I want with you? It's nice and dark in here. Anyhow, I wanted to share with you that today is another day to be blessed. I am bullshitting around, enjoying life, thinking all kinds of stuff. Just got done listening to a podcast, looking very natural. Early morning. It's really not early, but I stayed in bed. I read. I listened to podcasts. I haven't wrote down my goals, which I should do, which is something that I do quite often, but not every day, because that's just how it works sometimes. I know deep in my heart that I would just love to make so much money, and money buys lots of things, and you can do lots of things, and I could have somebody do my own hair and I wouldn't have to worry about it, stuff like that. But sometimes I feel that's not God's plan for me, and that is okay, because it's not always what really deeply truly matters. You hear my little baby chickies here? I moved them into a different pen recently, and they are all down here with the babies. Hi, the babies. Hi, chickies. Hi. How are you? You like your new pen? In the deep dark garage? Hmm? No, hi, chickies. Chickies. Hi, the baby. You come to see who it was, huh? Yeah, hi. Hi, baby. Time to eat. Anyhow, let's see. Mentors, accountability. I am nobody perfect. I am 6 years sober, and so proud of it that I have to share that you don't want to do anything, ain't nothing gonna happen, ain't nothing gonna change, Once you find things that you don't like about yourself, or you feel like you're missing something, go and look for it. Start searching. Look for people who inspire you. Don't look for just people with pretty looks and all that. Find stuff that you love and like to do and follow them. I mean, sometimes I overthink things, and I have found that some people are really good at liking to screw people over, and they're really good at it. But I don't know how some people can live with themselves like that. I mean, I've done some shitty shit, and I feel like karma has come back and kicked my ass for it. And I'm like, okay, I won't do that again. And it's helped me grow, There are lessons that I've learned, and I can't change my past, who I was, but I can make myself a better person now and in the future, and not give up on myself, Make my own self accountable. I think that's really important. If you need somebody to make you accountable, tell them, Some people think that it's their job to make you accountable, but it's really not their job, They can offer, but it doesn't mean that you're ready, or that's what you need from them, or that's what they're supposed to be doing. When you go and explore and dig and read and learn and write down the things that matter to you and what are important and what you want to fix in yourself, magic stuff happens. Just magic. It's true when you start helping other people. Great things can happen. Don't expect anything to be given to you just because you helped a couple people here and there, they say out of the kindness of your heart, just being kind, plain in general. A smile is nice. It's really nice when other people aren't telling other people what to do. Although sometimes, I tell my fiance, sometimes I need you to help guide me. Can you tell me what to do so I can help you? But that's when I ask him to. Sometimes I don't always like being told what to do, and it depends how they go about asking. Sometimes it's better asking than telling, you know? And what do you want to do? What's your plan? I've crushed some of my goals, not to my maximum potential, but I've done stuff I never said I would do because I didn't like it, but then I ended up doing it later on, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I tried that. I'm glad I did it. Now I can say that I did it, I tried it, and it didn't work for me. And it is so, how can I say that word? It is so comforting and uncomforting to know that, like, I tried it and then it didn't work. And sometimes it's really humiliating to admit that. But fuck it. I mean, what do I care what other people think anyways, Sometimes I do, and I have to talk to myself every day and say my little prayer to be a better person, because there's thoughts that go through my mind that are just negative that I don't like it. And so, I talk to God and have him grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, have the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference between it all. Sometimes I have to say that multiple times a day. Just to remind myself to where I need to keep myself and not to let that little fucking devil right there get in my ear and speak that jargon that's just like sometimes want to eat you up. I'm truly blessed and grateful to be here. There's so much to learn in life, and I will continue to listen to podcasts and find books that are inspiring to me. If you feel like you're stuck somewhere, that's a start. You think, if you start thinking poor me, then start getting some self-help books. Start researching about emotions and potential and growth and stability. And I would say anybody who starts thinking and talking bad about other people, what is it that bothers you? And when it bothers you, be like, do I have those traits? Is that something I need to work on too? Because sometimes it is, and you don't like it because you've been that way sometimes, but I work in healthcare. I deal with all kinds of people who are super sick, and then you go in and you're all cheery and you're like, hi, good morning. You're feeling healthy because you just got up, and unfortunately you got to go to work, but you got to put a smile on your face and, help these grumpy sick people sometimes. And you got to take it in. And they can be so mad, Some people don't realize how they're acting when they're feeling so sick. Or they do, but it's just like this over-empowering control of that little fucking devil there. Rawr. Who cares what they think? Who cares how happy they are? Fuck them. I'm miserable. I'm gonna make them miserable. People are like that. And it can be very draining sometimes. But, I know I have been sick. I know what it's like dealing with death and confrontation, divorce, drunkenness, separation, cheating, people stealing, you know, and just like just robbing you of joy, you know. It's really sad. And some people are just mean, and they're really good at being mean. And some people just like to tell other people what to do, and it's just really sad. And, you know, people want to scare other people, and it's just, I don't believe that's how our world is supposed to believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but here's what I truly believe. Research your soul, dig deep into people who are doing stuff and things that you would like to do. And if you're jealous of people, I feel like I'm a jealous person in some ways, and sometimes I used to think that I was asking too much of other people in my relationships and then I wouldn't say anything and it would build up, and that was just like the wrong thing to do. Having trust and great communication regardless of whoever, you know. I do this with my grumpy patients, you know, communicate and nicely let them know that I don't need to be treated that way, and, you know, give them space. They can think about it, they can be whoever they want to be, but guess what? I don't have to put up with it. I'm an adult. I wouldn't want anybody putting up with me and my jealousy and my anger and attitude, and I understand that, you know, it can happen sometimes. Sometimes a lot of women want to blame Aunt Flo for their anger and attitude, but you know what? That's where you need to start right there. Like, oh, it's Aunt Flo. No, just because it's that time of the month and Aunt Flo's coming or you got cramps doesn't mean it's okay to act that way, you know? That's just my little bit of bullshit for the morning. As I move on throughout the day, I'm going to go feed my little chickies and then go ride my pony and get my pony therapy and enjoy the blessings that I have. And I hope that you enjoy the blessings that you have. If you want to start somewhere, grow somewhere, read some books, Fallon Taylor, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone, Lewis Howes, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. YouTube them. Snapchat. TikTok. Find some stuff that interests you and do something with your life. Don't blame other people for everything that's going on around you. There are some things that you can control, some things that you can't control, but your job is to know the difference. And I know that God's always got my back. I ain't got to worry about any of that, you know. I just got to remember him always and think of him more than I think of all the other drama. And you know what? Worrying ain't going to help nothing, you know. Just one day at a time. Try to make every day a good day and try to be a little bit better than you were the day before. And my advice is trying to advise other people to just kind of do in ways that I did. There's so much to my life and my story of things and growth and saying yes to things I normally wouldn't say. Spending my money on things that that will help me grow rather than just put some fancy logo on my shoes or leather bag, you know. I mean, if I'm gonna wear clothes with logos, I am gonna try to create my own. I'm not very good at it. I will admit, I have to admit, that's humiliating, but it's very true. It's definitely not easy coming up with designs and logos and stuff like that and slapping it on material, you know. I know how to sew and do all that stuff. I still do have a job, and I'm not interested in spending my money on a sewing machine because it's just not something I really want to do right now, you know? I gotta wipe people's butts and help the sicky, moody people out and try to make their day a better day because they're just not feeling good. Sometimes I'm good at that because sometimes I can handle their attitudes. And if I can't, I'll walk out and then come back later and try to offer something like water. It could be very peaceful, especially when you can't have anything to drink for 3 days because you've had surgeries and you've been sick and we've put you on a restricted diet. You know, it's always when you don't have something that you always had, then you really want it, you know. I think it's funny. Just a little story about work. Anytime anybody comes into the hospital, they're like, can I have food? Can I have something to drink? And I'm like, oh, you should know before you come in, you try to get some sleep and eat and drink, because once you're there, we usually take everything away because we got tests to do to take care of you.